January in New York. Snow drapes the city. In Queens, Peter groans out of bed, stares into the mirror. Peter Parker, you're not getting younger, he mutters. He dresses, slides on his wedding ring, and heads for the kitchen where two kids are waiting. You sound wiped. Late night, Richard asks. Peter kisses both heads and makes a beeline for coffee. Bless your mom, he sighs. Bless coffee, Mary Jane adds, stepping in with a smirk. And Tiger, you look like you need it. They kiss. She asks about the insomnia. He nods, gulps, turns, and spots May fishing a shiny silver sphere out of his briefcase. Uh-uh. Not a toy, kiddo, he says, tucking it away. We'll talk later, he promises MJ, and heads to work. At the Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson burst from his office. Parker! Oh, hey, Peter. No time, he says, breezing past, then resumes yelling, Parker! As he barrels into the office of the managing editor, Ben Parker. Ears work fine, Jonah. No need to shout, Ben deadpans. Jonah asks about moving the 4 p.m. for your thing. Ben waves him off. He'll make it. Peter pokes in. There's your guy, Jonah says. Ready? Peter asks. Ben grabs his jacket. Jonah eyes Peter's collar. Where's your tie? Peter blinks. I don't own one? Jonah sighs, strips his own, loops and knots it around Peter's neck. How's he doing? Peter whispers. You know how much your uncle and I love sharing feelings? Jonah cracks. Try asking him. They step into the snow, bound for a memorial. Peter finally asks how Ben's holding up. Ben walks quiet for a beat. Pete, you were 15 when your parents died. May and I loved you, protected you, never tried to replace them. We couldn't, he breathes. It's been 20 years. Has a single day passed where you didn't think of them? A day that didn't ache? Peter stares at the slush. No. Then you know exactly how I feel. They arrive at the Stark Attack Memorial. A blind priest, Father Murdoch, speaks of grief and holding on to the good. Harry Osborn follows agreeing, but also saying memories aren't enough. Their future was stolen, and maybe they shouldn't be expected to simply live with that. Peter promises MJ he'll head straight home after a quick check-in. Back at the Bugle, he and Ben arrive just as Jonah is in front of the board of directors. Papers fly. I quit, Jonah barks, storms past them with his box. Ben glances at Peter. Desk. Head down. I'll catch up. He steps into the boardroom. Robbie Robertson explains advertisers complained about inflammatory pieces and about digging too hard into the Stark terror attack. Ownership wants changes. At the end of the table sits a new face, flanked by a bodyguard with an eye patch. Jameson's out. The paper needs a new hand on the wheel, says Wilson Fisk. You're the obvious choice, Mr. Parker, assuming you can color inside the lines. Ben smiles politely and leaves. He meets Jonah at the elevator. The doors close on their old newsroom. So, Ben asks, what do we do now? Downstairs, Fisk heads for his car. Something shrieks out of the sky. Boom! The sedan erupts. The bodyguard drags Fisk clear as a green goblin in armor carves away on a glider. Later, at the bar with no name, Ben and Jonah clink beers and decide the fix. Start their own paper. Do it right. Tell the truth, Ben says. Jonah snorts. There's no truth in news and no news in truth. Then we promise not to lie. Jonah grins. Fine. Peter joins. Robbie's in charge now. Peter's job is safe. Jonah drains his glass and leaves the Parkers to talk. Ben, how'd you do it? Peter asks. Walk away so easy? No wife, no kids. Easy math. Ben shrugs. He studies Peter. What's going on? Peter exhales. Feels like something's wrong with my life. Like a piece is missing. Like I'm supposed to be more. I don't know what to do. Ben stands, squeezes his shoulder. I love you, son. But if you're sleepwalking through your own life, time to wake up. Peter tucks the kids in. MJ waits with a bottle on the couch. Small talk fades. I need a change, he says. You backed me when I walked last year, she reminds him. He shakes his head. No, MJ, I need to change. She nods. You've carried a cloud for years. Good face, unhappy heart. Do you know what you have to do? I think so. Does it change us? Never. Then it's settled. She kisses his forehead. Go get him, Tiger. Peter opens his briefcase and takes out the silver sphere. Snow needles his cheeks on the roof. He remembers last night, a crackle of energy on the counter, a small box unfolding. A hologram flickered to life. Tony Stark. If this worked, I'm talking to Peter Parker, Tony says. I'm sending this 6 months ahead. Someone tried to kill us. We had seconds before the orbital platform fired. Peter staggers at the implication. The attack. Tony lays it out. 20 years ago, the Maker wrecked the timeline so heroes never happened. Peter should have been bitten by a radioactive spider. He should have had powers. Instead, the Maker set up a cabal and quietly ran the world. I've repeated this message for others like you, Tony says. If I'm right, 6 months from now, I'll walk out that door to an Earth that's earned its heroes back. Peter Parker, you were meant to protect the innocent, save lives, inspire people to be their best. They stole that life. They robbed you of your destiny. The only question is, do you want it back? On the roof, wind howls. Peter taps the sphere. It irises open, reshaping, revealing a tiny vial with a spider thrumming inside. I want it, Peter whispers. He releases the spider. It settles on his hand. Sunrise bleeds over brick and glass. The sphere folds again, offering a suit that wasn't possible yesterday. Peter Parker stands on the edge of the roof, something old finally waking up, something new about to begin. Ultimate Spider-Man is born.